In today's video, I'm gonna talk to you about how I over-leveraged myself in order to get success. So back when I was running Aesthetic Nation, it was 2018, and I had just gotten out of a breakup with one of my exes. And honestly, I was in a really rough place, going through this massive breakup, having a business where I had 50 of my own clients, plus I was leading a team of 6 online fitness coaches that had between 30 and 50 of their own clients. I was really overwhelmed, I was really frustrated, I was really burned out, and I didn't really know what to do. And so I remember getting to this place where I was like, I just need to let go of all my fitness clients because I literally couldn't even serve them. I hated doing their check-ins, hated doing their meal plans, hated doing their training plans, and I just wanted to get out. I just wanted to do something different. So I fired all of my fitness clients. I literally called all 50 of them one day and I was like, guys, one at a time, I'm just not happy. I just can't do this anymore. I don't feel good serving you anymore. I don't feel excited about showing up for you anymore. And so I'm gonna divide all of my clients up with my coaches. I'm gonna send you with a coach that I think is best for you. And that was it. So just like that, my personal income from my own clients went from $15,000 to $20,000 a month down to zero. And the only money that I was making at the time was the 20 to 30% commission that I was taking from my trainer. And so if you think about it, I had 6 trainers on the team. They were making about $10,000 each. The company's commission would have been around $8,000 to $10,000 a month. And obviously we had a bunch of whether that be software, etc., all these different expenses. And so my personal take home was about $5,000 a month in 2018 after I fired all my fitness clients. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was unhappy, and I knew that I had the knowledge to be able to help personal trainers scale their business because I had done it with my own business, and I had all of these trainers get success, but I didn't know what I was gonna do with that knowledge. And so what I did is I decided, I was like, I need to get into business coaching. I've been thinking about getting into business coaching. I'm mentoring all these trainers anyways. I just wanna do it. And so I went out and I researched and I found a mentor, and the mentor, his name was Scott Olford, and he's not doing it anymore, but really great mentor back in the day. And so I found Scott Olford. He had this course. It was $15,000 USD, and I had $20,000 in my bank. And that money that I had in the actual bank didn't fully belong to me. It belonged to the trainers that were on the team. And I knew that I wanted to hire a mentor, but I didn't personally have the money in my account. And so what I did is I actually over-leveraged myself, and I borrowed money from the bank account that I was supposed to pay out the trainers at the end of the month, and I used that money to invest in the mentor. Now, I did that knowing that if I didn't make that money back before the 30 days, that I wouldn't be able to pay my trainers. And when I say I over-leveraged myself, I literally put myself in a situation where it was do or die. I was like, if I don't make this money, I'm not gonna be able to pay my trainers. I'm gonna be a thief. I'm gonna be a liar. I'm gonna be this guy that literally stole money from people. So I was like, I either need to make this business coaching program work, or I am a scam artist and I'm a scumbag and I'm a loser. So I decided I was gonna make it work. And I bought the program, and I spent the next 30 days, I am not exaggerating, working 12 to 14 hours every single day, studying modules, implementing, studying modules, implementing, studying modules, implementing. I literally did everything in my power for the next 30 days to implement and execute on the strategies that were given inside of that program. And 22 days later, I was in Vancouver. I'd booked a couple sales calls using the stuff that I learned in the course. I was on this call, and I dropped the price for this guy, and he hesitated for a second, asked me if I could cut him a deal. I said no. He sat there, and he was like, okay, let's do it. And that was $5,000. And that $5,000 that I made from that one client that I sold in that one moment literally paid back the money that I needed to be back in the account before the end of the 30 days, and I was able to pay out my trainers from the money that I over-leveraged. And so right after that, I went out to the tattoo shop, and I got a tattoo of a boat on fire. It represents burning the boats and cutting off all other options other than success. 2 weeks after that, I traveled to Bali. I was there for it was 3 or 4 weeks, and in Bali, I ended up signing 5 to 10 business coaching clients while I was on that trip right after the Vancouver sign. So in Bali, I got a phoenix, and the phoenix emerges from the ashes and the fire of the boat, and the phoenix represents rising from the ashes. So I set my boat on fire, and then I got a phoenix to represent the emergence of that. I think a lot of people don't get success in their life because they hold on to what they have. And they're like, oh, I don't have a lot of money, and I can't afford that mentor, or I gotta save, or I'm just saving up for the mentor, or I only have $2,000 in my bank, and the mentor cost me $1,000, so I gotta make sure I have enough money in the bank for 3 months. That's the fucking wrong mindset. That's the mindset that will hold you back from success, because you're literally banking on the fact that you're not gonna win. What the fuck? That's the worst mindset you could possibly ever have. It's I made that investment knowing that if I don't win, I'm literally screwed. And so the only option was to win. It's I ain't gonna not feed my trainers. I ain't gonna not eat. I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm gonna figure it out. But so many of you never do that because you're like waiting. You're like, oh, like, you know, I need to wait until I have the money for the mentor. Like, remember when Cole De Silva hired me as his fitness coach? He never actually told me this until a year or two of us being friends. When I became Cole's fitness coach, it was $350 a month. And for the first 2 months, 3 months, whatever, on the third month, he actually sold his brother's Xbox and his brother's games to be in the program. And he never told me this until, you know, after a year of being friends. And when I asked him, I was like, why did you do that? He's like, bro, I was willing to do anything I possibly could to be around you and to be around the environment because I knew it's what I needed to grow. And now Cole and I live in mansions next to each other, making millions of dollars a year. We own a gym together, brothers for life, because he was willing to bet on himself. And so for all of you that are listening to this right now that have a little bit of money in the bank and you're saving it for that rainy day, you're saving for that time, like invest in self. If you don't have the money to afford a mentor, you are the person that needs to hire the mentor. That is exactly why you need to hire the mentor, because you don't have the money to afford the mentor. You're the person that should be hiring them the most, right? And it's like, you gotta find a way to get around people and you gotta find a way to get in situations that are gonna challenge you. And like, for me, putting myself in that situation back in 2018 where I over-leveraged myself was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because if I never put myself in that situation, I'd probably still be working at in a career that I was no longer passionate about, and I'd be trying to like scrounge pennies together because I was doing something that I didn't enjoy. So if you want to change your life and you want to do something phenomenal, then I challenge you to burn the boats. Over-leverage yourself, do something that puts you in an uncomfortable position, and put yourself in a situation where you either get success or you're screwed.